What is up, kitchen table wizards? What's up, Magic the Gathering deck brewers from all over the world? It's tribal time again, and this time we're going to visit some shamans. Some very angry shamans. Yes, I am back. I'm also back with a deck. And I'm also back with an intern and hopefully some nice memes.
I hope you brought your eucalyptus leaves.
Ah, okay. Why is that?
Because if we go shamans, we need to go into a cave and have a weird guy blow smoke on us and hit us with leaves.
Ah, okay. Is that so? Did you do some research?
No, I just went to the local shaman's tryout a while back.
You're kidding, right? You're not kidding?
It came with a free massage, so who am I to say no to that?
So this deck is, as always, a nice casual budget deck, a nice fun deck, but it's also a strong deck, and I bought this for around 30 euros on CARDMARKET. Still the best place to get your singles in Europe.
If you've never tried out CARDMARKET, check out the info beneath the video to claim your €5 sign-up voucher. No strings attached.
Thanks, Nora. Now we start with the flavor of the deck, the basic lands as always. 7 forests and 7 mountains are the basics in the deck. Adventures of the Forgotten Realms really gave us some shaman vibe with these caves. Shamans also need a temple, 3 copies of it, and also 3 Cinder Glades.
The last one is very important to keep the hut warm.
Ah, right. So as shamans help you expand your horizons, 2 Terramorphic Expanses are also fitting, I guess.
And there is a rogue's passage and the back door of your shaman hut to deal the last points of damage.
So these were our lands. Now on to the shamans.
Lots of shamans.
We have 1 wizard in our deck, but it's one of our 2 key cards. It's called Harmonic Prodigy, and if an ability of a shaman or a wizard triggers, it triggers an additional time, which is absurd in this deck, as it's full of triggering shamans. So when this Rage Forger, our second key card in the deck, enters the battlefield, it puts 1+1/+1 counter on each shaman, and whenever a creature you control with a counter on attacks, it deals 1 damage to the player you attack. Now these are both triggered abilities. So you get 2 counters and your shamans deal 2 damage when our Harmonic Prodigy is in play. As then your Rage Forger gets really angry. So I built this deck around these 2 cards, and that's why they get a playset, so 4 of them in the deck. Now I also like some diversity, so I also put a lot of different shamans in the deck that all trigger. Now let's start with some 1-drops. The Shaman Lizard called Hollow Monitor is a 1/1 with haste, and Dragon Master Outcast creates a 5/5 dragon at the beginning of your upkeep if you have 6 or more lands in play. And this is also a triggered ability, so you get 2 dragons when the Harmonic Prodigy is around. Next up, 2 Shaman that come straight out of the Shaman hut. This Elvish Visionary is probably still seeing things as he draws you a lot of cards.
He definitely inhaled too many eucalyptus fumes.
And the Burning Tree Emissary can give you 2 mana back when you play it, which can be very explosive with the Prodigy.
This one also stayed too long in the Shaman hut, if you ask me.
The most expensive card in the deck is the Fauna Shaman. It can search the right shaman you need, and I also included 2 Goblin Shamans, which make most of your shamans cheaper. And although this doesn't work with the Dragon Whisperer, I think this last one is still a great 2-drop in the deck, as it's one of the few shamans that flies.
And it has amazing art.
Some more Shaman that work great with our prodigy are the Burning Tree Shaman, the Glamour Shaman and Wild Beast Master. Of course we also need to include an Eternal Witness and also its big sister Timeless Witness, which in the best case can trigger twice. 2 times when it comes back as a zombie Shaman token. Now on to our first legendary Shaman, and it's a goblin. And he's called Grum Gully the Generous Shaman, and each non-human creature enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it.
Great combo with Rage Forger.
That's correct. And then we have 2 copies of the Primal Force Mage. This one has other creatures enter the battlefield with +3/+3 until end of turn. Which is really good if those creatures have haste, but more on that later. This might be the most famous Shaman of the bunch next to Eternal Witness. When Reclamation Sage enters the battlefield, destroy target artifact or enchantment, which is also a triggered ability. Delina Wild Mage also has a triggered ability. You roll a die when it attacks, and when you roll 1 to 14 you copy a creature, and this copy enters the battlefield tapped and attacking and then disappears. Now 1/4 of the time you can copy this ability, and of course with the prodigy you will copy it an extra time, as it also triggers. Now, are there more Shaman with triggered abilities, you might ask me? Well, yes there are. What about this Gruul Beastmaster? It has Riot, so it can have haste.
Which is nice with the Force Mage.
And you can give target creature +X/O, where X is the Beastmaster's power.
Which is awesome with the Forge Mage.
Llanowar Ampet is another triggering Shaman that scries twice, and you can then reveal the top card, and when it's a creature you can put it into your hand. Then we have this giant Shaman called Cinder Shaman. It's a 5/5 for 4 mana. It can't be blocked by more than 1 creature, and when it deals combat damage you may destroy an artifact or an enchantment. More Shamans that have visions are these Masked Admirers. They draw at least 1 card and you can get them back whenever you cast a creature spell for 2 green.
Which will happen quite often with all these Shamans.
That's right, and speaking of an awesome Shaman, this Shaman of the Great Hunt has haste, and whenever a creature you control deals combat damage, put a +1/+1 counter on it. And you can also pay 4 mana to draw a card for each creature with power 4 or greater, which won't be a problem when the Rage Forger is around. Now, this deck is really built on creatures.
You know which card would be perfect in this deck? Collected Company.
Yeah, that's right, but it is quite expensive. Now, I do have a little bit more of a budget option for that. Court of Calling is a great way to search for the exact Shaman you need. It's the only instant in the deck, but we do include 2 enchantments. First up is this Fires of Yavimaya. Giving Shamans haste is awesome, and adding +2/+2 can be great on offense or on defense against red decks. And the last card is really a fun one. It's this 6 mana enchantment called Mirror Match. It copies Shamans that enter the battlefield and gives them haste, which can activate lots of triggered abilities. So this was the deck. Give this video a like if you enjoyed my content. Also check out some matches right here, or if you really want to support the channel and get some free boosters or some free cards, check out our extremely casual membership club. Now this was the video. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep it casual. Bye.